Hello everybody and welcome to another Raid Shadowlands video. I'm Pocket Gaming. Today's video we are going to talk about Doom Tower Hard on the Frost rotation and the champions that I used to clear it. I cleared Doom Tower Hard not too long ago, like maybe a day, just literally a day ago actually. And I used quite a few different champions, and I changed the champions depending on what wave I was dealing with. I didn't really start having problems till about the higher stages of Doom Tower. Primarily in the beginning parts, I was using Seer. She was just wiping through waves really easily and helped me out. But after that, I stopped using her because once Seer does damage by removing how many buffs you have in your team, and when she clears all your buffs, it leaves you naked to get pummeled, and that's what happened. So I stopped using her. I don't have a Prince Kymar, so I had to use a lot of control to control the enemy waves from slaughtering me, because that's what was happening. My main champion was Mariska, was my support champion. I had used Mithrala. Also, if you don't have Mithrala, I suggest you try to get as much Hydra done to get her, because she's an amazing champion. And also, I use Lydia on some stages. These three champions, the main reason I use them is because they have a strengthen buff and a shield buff. Well, actually, not Mithrala, but these two do. So the shield and the strengthen buff combined really helped me take a lot of damage and survive the waves. And for damage, I could rely on Mithrala for her poisons. And some wave I also use Nishak Verminlord because I have him built to do my solo farming, but I left him in the same build because he does heal himself through with the regeneration set, and through the extra turn he heals himself twice. Some waves I used my Helicat, and I think I used in the last wave I really just leveled him to 60 during the last portion of it. Who was it? It was Vlad. That's what it was. I don't know where he's at. Let's see. Vlad. I recently just started using him because I didn't have him before. I just 60'd him just yesterday. But he came in handy because he has this block active skills for 2 turns. I don't have him booked, but he's still 4 turns is pretty decent. So that also helped in the Sifi waves, the Mortu Macabre waves, because Mortu Macabre is a pain, and so is Sifi with the Rotos. Those two, that combination of Sifi and Rotos, the combination of Mortu and I think it was Sky's Touch Shaman. And there's another wave, I think it was I forgot what it was, but I can look it up later, but those waves are really difficult. So I'll just show you my champion build for my Chris first. And my Chris is built in a perception set, and he has resilience, and his stats are 56,000. His defense is 4,000. His speed is 200. His resistance is 253. 345. This resistance wasn't enough to resist all the waves. In the higher waves, I was still getting debuffs. But that's why I used Mithrala and Mariska for cleanses. I think if it was in the 300s or maybe in the 400s, it'd be much better. I have to look up that specific number for that. So then we'll do Lydia. So Lydia, perception and divine crit rate set, 44,000 HP, 2,100 attack, 3,300 defense, 231 speed, 98 crit, and then we have 201 crit damage. So I have her in a fairly balanced stats as far as like speed, damage, and accuracy and resistance. Like 207 is not enough for resistance, but the accuracy is what I really was looking for. And then my Mariska, I have her in a speed set and divine speed set, and her HP is 68,000. Her defense is 2,700. Speed is 252. Her resistance is 410, so she does resist a lot. Plus, she has a passive that helps build resistance, and she's a cleanser. And then the same thing with Mithrala. She's built in an all perception set. I love this set. It helps. It's so versatile no matter where you are in the game. But 57,000 at HP, and then 2,700 for her defense, 228 in her speed. Her resistance is 303, and her accuracy is 461. And Sir Nicholas. This is I have him built in a Savage set, and 60 his damage is based off HP, so 68,000 HP, roughly 2,000 defense, 182 speed, 104 crit rate, 247 crit damage, 146 resistance. He doesn't really need accuracy. All he is really just a damage dealer. I also used a Nishak Verminlord. He's built in a regeneration set and a perception set, and he deals out a lot of poisons on some waves when I could clear off. If they didn't have any block debuffs, I would use him primarily that was how I dealt my damage. I don't have a high damage dealer like a poison exploder. If I did, it would probably be much clearer. I would love to have a poison exploder like Elenaro or Zavia to help clear waves much faster. But you got to use what you got. So he's built in a regeneration set, so he can help him sustain. I use him as my solo dragon farmer. So he's built in the 59,000 HP, 2,400 attack, 2,800 defense, 202 speed, 124 resistance, 378 is his accuracy. I also used Helicat, and I have him built in a speed set and a little broken piece here. 38,000 HP. He does his damage through defense, so 5,000 is his defense. 246 speed, 71 crit rate, 117 crit damage. Doesn't really have to worry about any debuffs because he doesn't land. He has one debuff in his A1. I don't really rely on that. I really rely on his block damage, and I also use him in my clan boss team, my unkillable. And then I built Vlad. I had him sit in my vault, and I built him out because after they buffed him, he is more useful. So I used him primarily for his block active skills debuff. So I have him, and he has a decreased attack AoE. So block active skills on a 4-turn cooldown, and he has a destroyed max HP on his A1. He also decreases turn meter with his A2, and he has a leech. So he really came in handy, and I just put him together. I recently just six-starred him, so I haven't fully placed him out. I haven't built in just the damage. 2,900 HP, 3,000 attack, 1,800 defense, 210 speed, 105 crit rate, 208 crit damage, and 303 accuracy. I mean, that's why I say I gotta build up more of my Great Hall, because I would love to do more damage. He is really, really good. Ever since they buffed him, he's really, really good. So I used him towards the later part. And I also subbed in, what is it, Target Frog. I think I used him as well. I have quite a few champions. I don't even, like, I leveled them up, but I don't use them. But let's on to the champions. Let's see, Target Frog. Where are you? Because I got my Seer. I used her in the beginning part. I just have her in her Savage set and Crit Rate set. 42,000 HP. 1900 attack. 2300 defense. 191 speed. 100% crit rate. 228 crit damage. 2557 on the accuracy. You're gonna need accuracy for her to do her damage. The more buffs you have, the more damage she does. I also use Rain the Conjurer to clear the strips debuffs, and I have her built in Immortal set and a Resistance set. And my whole thing with her is just to strip, and I want to build her in. My plan was initially to build her in more Resistance build, but I don't have the pieces for that, but I have a really tanky 50,000 HP, 3200 defense, 203 speed, 403 accuracy. I just want to make sure she can strip those buffs. And I also use Madam Siri, and I have her built in a perception, accuracy, and perception, speed, perception, and accuracy set. 56,000 HP, 3,500 defense, 203 speed, and 451 accuracy. And then I use Targeted Frog on one wave, and I use him mainly for provokes and his heals. So I really, initially I've seen people talking about Target Frog, and when I tried him out, I wasn't really too impressed. But after using him in Doom Tower Hard, I do use him in Faction Wars. He did help me out, but Faction Wars at some point, as you love your account, for me anyway, was not super difficult. Only on certain ones like Skinwalkers and not Demon Spawn. Night Revenant was difficult, but I happen to have Targeted Frog and I built him out, so he was helpful there. But I still didn't think he was that great. But until I used him for this, I used the double provoke. I used Chris and Targeted Frog, alternating provokes to keep the waves controlled, and he is really helpful because he provokes at 3-turn cooldown, and his provoke, he has a 50% chance to break and provoke. The chances increase by 5% for each debuff placed on enemy team. So if you have like a Vishnak, Vermin Lord, or even if you have Venom Mage and they're adding poisons and they're stacking the whole team up with debuffs, so the chances will quickly stack up. Also, he heals the team. He places a shield buff equal to 15% of this champion's max HP, and also has an ally protection. Also heals this champion by 20% of their HP, places 30% reflect damage buff, and increases his heal increases by 2.5 for each debuff on the enemy. So if you have that works in tandem if you have a poison dealer on your team who deals lots of poisons. I believe his passes is whenever he's attacked has a 50% chance of placing a 5% poison debuff, so he can stack on the poisons. And there was one more champion I used. You can also use Mr. Creative Monster. He's good at CC. Whenever he has his ally protection up, anybody attacked under his ally protection will get feared. But I wish it was True Fear, because that True Fear is actually much better than. I noticed every time I used him, it didn't really hold out the wave. Another guy I did Vogoff is really good to add in there, because he does have a provoke, but mine is not. It landed a book somewhere. No, I don't think you really needed to book him. I didn't book my. I started to, but then I was like, I don't really need to. Or is this the second one? No, it's the first one. have 2 Volgoths. So I have him 9,000, 94,000 HP. Usually mainly for his passive to heal the team. I haven't built out because I use him in arena mostly, but I was trying to throw in any champion I had built out to try to complete these waves. But those were the main champions I used for my Doom Tower hard rotation of the Frost Spider. I'm gonna try to build out more champions. I do have a lot of good legendary champions that I haven't used. Like all the ones that are 50 are just built out, but they're not. I mean, leveled up, but not built out with gear. But hopefully, anybody who's working towards or trying to get towards Doom Tower Hard getting done or started working on it, really start to work on building your resistance, accuracy, and speed up, and especially in the arena. Yeah, my Great Hall, I'm gonna work on that more. Because it's always gonna be difficult, but just I would like to be a little bit more easier to make it so it's not as hard, and so I can just auto the waves instead of just manually. Because the last couple waves it took me 15 minutes, and I can't sit there all day and do that. So, but I'll just show you my Great Hall real quick. I'm in a good spot right now, but I think I want to add more to the resistance portion. Oh my goodness. Add more to resistance and build out the HP more, and I'll do the attack later. I'm in a decent spot. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I'll hopefully see you next time. So please, if you like what you see, just please like, share, and subscribe, and you guys have a great day.